Welcome to the U.S. Defense Line channel. Kyiv government recently got its secret weapon that hunts kamikaze drones used by Russian army. In Donetsk region, rapid advance of Ukrainian army continues. Currently, Ukrainian army is seen in the gray zone. Ukrainian artillery began heavy attacks in the morning. With the start of these attacks, Ukrainian infantrymen are advancing in region. Currently, there have been many explosions in Kievsky and Kirovsky districts of Donetsk Oblast. Russian soldiers responded to Ukrainian army, which started bombardments. Mutual duels are observed between two sides. However, Ukraine was able to push back Russian army thanks to its long-range artillery systems. With Russian army starting to withdraw, Ukrainian soldiers are making progress in region. Place where the conflicts are most intense at the moment is Donetsk airports and Pervo-Mayskoye region. While it is stated that there are violent clashes, Ukrainian tanks are advancing towards region. It is not known for certain which side is superior to ongoing conflicts. However, retake of these airports in region by Ukraine means that many parts of region will be controlled. Kyiv has recently made big plans to recover Donetsk region, especially Kherson region. Clashes in Donetsk region are expected to intensify before winter comes. Ukrainian soldiers were seen in gray zone. Ukrainian army continues its advance in east of Bakhmut in Donetsk region. Eastern residential areas of Bakhmut region are now under Ukrainian control. As a result of clashes in Bakhmut region last week, Kyiv soldiers were removed from region. There were many Russian soldiers and mercenaries belonging to Wagner Group in region. Now, Ukrainian army has started to control region with a successful operation. Strategic location of Bakhmut region is important for both sides. Located in the middle of Donetsk and Luhansk oblasts, region has an important place for logistics. After liberating Kharkiv region from Russian soldiers last month, Ukraine's most elite troops have now arrived in Bakhmut. Currently, it is known that there are large Russian troops in east and south of the region. Ukrainian army began operations to clear the area. Russian army, which is under very difficult conditions, is making great efforts to hold the fronts. It is also obvious that Russian army is having difficulties in regions where it is located due to insufficient military equipment and ammunition. Due to the approaching winter month, war in Russian army came to a standstill. It was also revealed that many Russian soldiers did not even have socks on their feet. Russian soldiers brood over what to do because of the approaching winter. Many soldiers are expected to move from the fronts to warmer regions as they did not have winter uniforms. The biggest reason for the lack of equipment among Russian soldiers is that the supply problem has not been fully resolved. Moscow government could not solve the logistics problem at the front during the war. Ukrainian army constantly hit logistics routes and military trucks. For these reasons, supplies could not be brought to Russian army continuously. Ukrainian army, which hunted logistics routes one by one, blew up the railway on Russian-Belarus border this time. There was a huge explosion on the railway in Bryansk region. There was a big explosion during the passage of a train using the railway. After explosion, railway and train came unusable. Railway, which Russia constantly uses to transport equipment to Belarus, thus flew into the air. It is now being destroyed on the logistics routes that Moscow constantly uses to send troops. It was also determined that sabotage of Ukrainian army infiltrated the region and blew up this railway. As a result of this critical move, Russian army fell into a difficult situation. Belarus had recently made an agreement with Kremlin and started to form a joint military force. 60,000 soldiers made preparations in the region, but for this it was necessary to constantly bring military equipment. Soldiers short of equipment are stuck in Belarus. Major operation in Russia's new Belarusian move was also revealed. Kremlin would open a new front through Belarus. Target of the new front was Kyiv. If Russian army comes to capital Kiev, the war will end. The place known as Heart of Ukraine is very well guarded by Ukrainian army. But before Russia opened a full front, the whole plan was ruined. Because Ukrainian saboteurs blew up the most important railway for Belarus. The facade was closed without opening. If Russia opens a new front from Belarus under these conditions, it will again have logistical problems. Due to insufficient equipment and supplies, the Russian army will advance towards Kiev. Now Moscow has to rebuild the railway. This requires a lot of time. Saboteurs announced that if train track was repaired again, they would blow up this place again. Russia's Belarusian front fell into a lot of trouble. The critical plans of Ukrainian army led to the collapse of Russian army. At the moment, Russian soldiers cannot show performance that Kremlin wants. Wrong strategies and moves may even cause Russia's collapse. After these developments, Putin's friend Kadyrov went crazy. Chechen leader noted weak responses to Ukrainian groups in the Donetsk, Lugansk, Kherson, and Zaporozhye regions. Kadyrov is not happy with situation at the moment. Ramzan Kadyrov now states that very powerful weapons should be used in response to any bombardment. Chechen leader even criticized his Kremlin. Kadyrov stated that weak answers were given and that weapons of mass destruction should be used for this. The truth is, it's different. Ukrainian army rained missiles on Novaya Kakhovka, which was controlled by the Chechen army, using HIMARS systems. HIMARS systems completely leveled the area. As a result of the attacks, Chechen battalion was completely destroyed. Kadyrov now wants to avenge this attack. Fact that the Ukrainian soldiers destroyed a whole Chechen battalion by firing at full point also showed that the relations between Putin and Kadyrov were deteriorating. Currently, Ukrainian armed forces have taken control of the Novaya Kakhovka region controlled by Chechen soldiers. Kadyrov also demanded that more kamikaze drones be used to shoot critically important places in Ukraine, especially Kyiv. Chechen leader also drew attention to the fact that drones, which he stated as unstoppable, could collapse Ukraine. After these statements, the most critical system came to Ukraine. Secret system that hunts all drones is now in Ukraine. This secret system delivered to the Ukrainian army can shoot down all drones one by one in the air. This system, which consists of artificial intelligence and advanced sensors, can hunt not only drones, but also Russian soldiers. This secret system was first introduced at a military exhibition held in Paris. As a result of subsequent tests, it showed complete success. This system, which is used for stealth attacks in city centers, can also detect everything that moves in the air. The name of this system, which shoots with real bullets, is known as Smart Shooter. It is also known that the Ukrainian army can use this device in many residential area operations. The main targets of the system, which is thought to be used in covert attacks, are Russian officers. This aircraft, which can also detect kamikaze drones that Iran has given to Russia, follows the systems it detects in the sky. After that, the kamikaze that comes within its range drops it with a single shot. It has also been determined that the main purpose of sending the system to the region is to shoot down all the UAVs used by Russian army on the battlefield. With the arrival of this system, which can fully protect the Ukrainian airspace, repairs have begun on 136 targeted electrical installations in Ukrainian cities. A great mobilization has started for Ukraine to regain electricity. This situation, which may cause major problems due to the approaching winter, is being corrected very quickly. Knowing that they would not be able to heat in the absence of electricity in winter, the Kyiv government also requested generators from all countries. Generators were brought to the important military bases of the Ukrainian army due to the constant need for electricity. However, newer generators began to be added to the still insufficient generators. Ukraine is currently trying to solve its electricity problem with generators. The Ukrainian Red Cross stepped in to solve the electricity problem. For the uninterrupted operation of the train stations under war conditions, the Ukrainian Red Cross Association provided 35 generators. Generators began to be used even for the blackout at train stations. Ukraine's current plan is to illuminate all its regions with generators of the largest type. However, due to the continuous operation of the generators, a lot of fuel is required. Ukrainian government is currently asking countries for extra fuel. While Ukraine has already started preparations for winter, there is no preparation in the Russian army. Many of his soldiers at the front still did not receive military equipment. Because of this situation, Russian soldiers will start to withdraw from the regions in winter. Presumably, the Russian soldiers who did not withdraw will also surrender to Ukrainian army. Winter is coming. We'll see what happens in the coming days. We have come to the end of another video. You can support us by liking the video. By subscribing, you can easily follow new videos. I wish you all happy days. See you.